Welcome back to the class. Today we continue the second chapter. Today we will study the difference between true solution, colloidal solution and suspension. Okay. Overall we will study. You got to write these questions. Okay. I think this is a 14th questions. 14th question. Okay. What is the difference between true solution, colloidal solution and a suspension? First one is nature wise. What is the difference among this in terms of nature? First we study some examples of this solution. Okay. True solution example is copper sulfate in water. Okay. Example we see colloidal solution, milk is a colloidal solution. Suspension chalk powder in water. First you have an example, then only you can understand, you can write the answers. So these are the example, okay. The first point is in terms of nature, what are the difference? How they differ in terms of nature? It is homogeneous, it is heterogeneous, it is also heterogeneous solution. Okay, what is homogeneous? When copper sulfate is added to the water or sugar you take, added to the water, it completely dissolves. Completely dissolves. Top layer also you taste it, same taste. Down layer also the taste same. So what does it mean? The sugar particle uniformly distributed throughout the solution or throughout the water. So it is homogeneous. So first one is this one, homogeneous. It is whereas it is heterogeneous. It is also hetero. Understood? In terms of nature, how will you differentiate true solution, colloidal solution, suspension? You can write this. Second, in terms of size. Size means the solute which you add. The solute you add, no small quantity you add to the large amount. For example, sugar is added to the water. The size of the solute particle. In true solution, after adding sugar, what you see, sugar piece is a number of particles. Number of formula is C12H22O11, sugar formula. This small crystal consists of million of this particle. When you add to the particle, add to the water, when you add this sugar to the water, it separated into small. Understood? It is so small that we cannot see with our naked eye. With our eye we cannot see. So, what is the question? Size. The size of the particle is smaller than 10 power 9 meter. The size diameter. That is diameter, isn't it? Understood? The solute particle size is less than 10 power minus 9 meter in diameter. Understood? And whereas here more than 10 power minus 6. Okay, it is more than 10 power, the size is somewhat bigger than this. In colloidal solution, the solute particle size is more bigger than this solute size. And this suspension is between these two ranges. So you write between minus 9 to between 10 power minus 6. Understood? Between this range. In diameter, meter you have to write. You know diameter means the size is like that means the full diameter. Understood? This is radius, this is fully diameter. So whose size is small? In true solution, solute particle size is smaller than these two. Understood? Second lesson, second it is somewhat bigger. Third question, third property, transparency. If you take copper sulfate solution or sugar solution, we can see in the glass, you see, take the solution in the glass or tumbler which is made up of glass. It is transparent, you can see. The opposite side you can see. So it is called, this solution is transparent. Transparent. And a colloidal solution, transclusion, partially you can see. It is partial, the solution partially allows light. This solution fully it allows light. If you take a glass of true solution, that means sugar solution, torch, With the help of torch, you apply the light. Okay, here a torch is the source of light. You can see the light passing away, or you can see the object. This is transparent. Here partially you can see. Here it is opaque because I will tell you. It is translucent. Okay, partially it allows light. The solution partial allows light. And where is this opaque? Opaque means this object is opaque because it does not allow light to pass through it. The same way suspension, chalk powder you take, add to the water, chalk powder settle down. Through this if you see, it does not allow light. So it is opaque in nature. Okay, so 3 properties over. First nature, second one is size, third one is transparency. The fourth property is visibility. Same, both are same. It is visible. Okay, it is also partial. It is invisible. And the remaining small size you cannot see. Size of the particle you can see partially. Size of the particle settle down. No, that means chalk powder after adding to the water, chalk powder settle down. You can see. Next one is stability. Stability determines what factor? Solubility. Here, if you prepare true solution, that means sugar solution, sugar fully dissolves. It will not settle down. If you allow to keep it for some time, okay, without disturbance, you keep it for some time. The solution you keep it for some time. The solute particle does not settle down. So the solution is stable. The solution is stable. Why? Solute particle or sugar particle after dissolving will not settle down. Here, not stable. This is also not stable because colloidal solution, if you prepare colloidal solution or ink solution, if you keep it aside, sometime some of the particles settle down. So it is not stable. Suspension, you know, take a sand, add to the water, the sand particles settle down. So the solution is not stable. Here you have taken chalk powder in water. After adding, chalk powder will be settled down. So the solution is called not stable solution. The next one is filterability. Okay. What is filterability? Can be, for example, filter paper is there. Okay, with the help of funnel, you have to fit the filter paper. Understood? And down you keep a glass. Glass means beaker, which is made of glass. Now this solution you pour through the filter paper. Can we separate the sugar out from the solution? No, we cannot separate the solute. We cannot separate the copper sulfate here. Understood? So cannot filtered, cannot be filtered. Now tell me, here can be filtered? No, because it is bigger than this. Size of the particle is bigger than this, even though we cannot filter. One ultra filter paper is there. In that filter paper, hole is somewhat bigger in size. Hole of the paper is somewhat bigger. Okay. So in that case, we can separate the solute from the colloidal solution. So ordinary filter paper cannot be separated. Colloidal solution, the solute cannot be separated by ordinary filter paper. With the help of ultra filter paper, we can separate the solute from the colloidal solution. Okay, can be done. Can be done. You write it, okay? And where is this suspension? That means chalk powder, no? Chalk powder settle down. So to the filter paper, you pour the suspension solution. The water particle filtered out, and the chalk powder will be settled on the filter paper. So can be filtered. Here not filtered, it can be filtered. Can be filtered. Okay. The next property is Brownian motion. What is this thing? It is termed after the one scientist's name. Brownian motion. Okay. What is Brownian motion means? Zigzag movement of particles. Okay, zigzag movement of particles. Here you cannot see the movement of particles. In true solution, the movement of solute particle you cannot see. Here you can observe. Here also you can observe. So Brownian motion is not shown here. Okay, this is a Brownian motion. Sorry, sixth point. Brownian motion is not shown here. It is shown here also. It is shown. The particles moves in the solution. We can see. The next particle is Tyndall effect. What is Tyndall effect means? It is a process in which the solution allows the light, that means scatter the light in the solution. If you pass the light to the solution, the particles in the solution scatters the light. This process or this phenomenon is called Tyndall effect. Okay, solute particle present in the solution scatter light means it shows Tyndall effect. Here, solute particle is so small, will not scatter the light. Condition is there to show the Tyndall effect. The size of the particle is little bigger. These two are bigger than this. So, these two solutions shows this Tyndall effect. So, not shown the Tyndall effect. Shown. You write in the sentence form, okay? Here also shown. Okay. Now, these are the properties. Okay, let's move to next topic, that is colloidal solution. There are two components are present in colloidal solution. One is dispersed phase, the other one is dispersed medium. Dispersed phase, the other one is dispersed medium. Here question number is 15. Okay, 14 over 15. What is dispersed phase? Dispersed phase means solute. The small quantity is called, the small quantity in the solution is called dispersed phase. What is dispersed medium? The large quantity in the solution, that is solvent. That is solvent. Okay. So colloidal solution consists of two components. One is dispersed phase, the other one is dispersed medium. What is phase means small quantity in the solution. What is medium is large quantity in the solution. And there are the different type of colloidal solution. In your book 2.1 table, you write and learn, okay, type of colloidal solution. So few examples I will give you. That is question 16. Types of colloidal solution types. Okay. What are the type means? First one is aerosol and solid aerosol. Okay. Solid sol. Okay. Foam, solid foam. These are the type of colloidal. Colloidal solution are different type. Aerosol, solid aerosol, solid sol, foam, solid foam, and emulsion. Okay, these are the example. What is aerosol means? Liquid in air. Liquid in air or gas. Here gas is a medium, liquid is a phase. Okay, it is the first type of colloidal solution, that is aerosol. Aerosol is a mixture of liquid and gas. Small quantity is liquid, large quantity is air. For example, fog. Fog is an example. Okay, what is fog? Fog, that means in winter season we can see clearly that what is fog, isn't it? That white fumes like that in the sky. But listen, it is not in the sky, in the atmosphere it forms. In fog, water vapor is that is liquid and air is a gas. Okay, small quantity of water in the large quantity of present in the large quantity of gas, that is air. Liquid in, that is water vapor in air. Water in air, that is fog. This is called aerosol. Aerosol example is fog. Understood? Solid aerosol means solid in gas. Solid is small quantity, gas is large quantity. Dispersed phase, dispersed medium. Gas means air and solid means smoke. The example is smoke. Okay. Here solid content. This in smoke consists of solid and air. What is that? Solid means carbon particles and present in the air. Smoke present in the air. Carbon particle present in the air. This is an example. Okay, this is an example of solid aerosol. Same way, sol means solid in liquid. Okay, here solid sol means solid in solid. It is given your table 2.1. I think page number 19 or 18 it is given. You write it all. This question you write it all. The same table you write it. Okay. The same way form is also, it is a liquid in gas. It is a solid in gas. These are the examples. Here what you can say, solid in liquid. Solid in liquid, what you can say? One example you tell me what is the solid present in the liquid. Some example I will tell you. That is, what is that? Sol, isn't it? Sol is a ink. Okay, in ink that color is a solid, liquid is a water. Okay, the same way solid sol means solid in solid. What is the same example? Glass. It's an example. It is a mixture of solid and solid. And foam is a, what is foam? I told you. Foam is a gas in liquid. Gas in liquid. Here solid in gas in solid. Small quantity is gas, large quantity is liquid. Say some example, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. There are gas, carbon dioxide gas is present in liquid, that is Coca-Cola. Okay, gas in liquid. Another example you can say soap leather. Soap leather may gas present in the soap solution. And here solid form is gas in solid. What is the example gas in solid? One example of gas in solid is a sponge. Sponge, you can know what is sponge. To rub it, we use sponge. The sponge has minute holes in which air is present. So some quantity is small quantity is air or gas, the large quantity is solid. So it is an example of sponge. Okay, sponge is an example of solid formed colloid. Okay, that's our today's topic. This one you learned from 2.1 table. Thank you.